Let's start. We are about 20 participants so far. So today I will introduce you to the AIR methodology, which is a methodology that combines the Socratic dialectical method that leads to critical thinking and the theater and drama techniques. Let's first warm up on the subject and at the same time get to know each other. So let's pick up one of the cards, one of the questions, and ask each other. So, for example, I would say, Vera, would you do you know what dialectics is?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
No, I don't.
All right. Ask someone else.
Do I ask them the same question or a different one?
The same question, let's say.
Okay, so Sarah, do you know what dialectics is?
No, never tried that one. Let me see.
Ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the participant list. Mike, do you know, have you ever taught citizenship? Is it Mike?
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
I have been working on citizenship, yes, but I haven't been teaching citizenship here. Can you hear me, by the way? Because I don't know whether my audio has been fixed.
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Great. Thank you
Yes.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me the definition for dialectics, I would like to, or I tend to normally refer to Prince.
To
Prince. The Sometimes It Snows in April song. Unless I'm terribly mistaken, but if I'm not mistaken, dialectics refers to two things that seem to be contradictory can be true at the same time. So if you say sometimes it snows in April, you would not expect it to snow that late in spring, but it does.
Correct. Two things that seem to be opposite, but actually they have the truth in them, both of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Hegelian notion. Okay. Mike, ask another question, another person.
Let me see whether I can have a look at who's here. Schutz. Claudia, could I ask you whether you know what the theater of the oppressed is?
We actually have two Claudia in the chat. I don't know which one you're referring to.
You can find it amongst one another. I'm looking at La Frangoni at the moment, but that's just because your video is live, sorry.
So you asked me about the theater of the oppressed. I don't know it. So I'm gonna ask the other Claudia about that to continue.
It's actually something that I used to know, like in a sense, I've inquired about it, but I wouldn't know how to give a definition of it, so I'm gonna say no.
Ask someone else, Claudia.
Okay, how about Rani?
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
So what's the question?
Do you know about the theater of the oppressed? What is it?
Yes, a little bit. I know that Augusto Boal is the one who actually formulated this as a method. And it's a drama-based method which is intended for finding solution of controversial issues, if I can say so.
Correct. And it can be played, I would just add right now, it can be played by perhaps hundreds of people. I mean, at the same time, they can be the audience and the actors. Okay, Reni asked somebody else another question.
Okay. I will ask Vasiliki. What do you know about Socrates?
Vasiliki, you must know since
Hello?
here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I happen to be Greek, so I know Socrates was a philosopher. I'm not quite sure I can tell you exactly what he was presenting. I mean, his philosophical ideas, but I know that the dialectic method is coming from him. I mean, that's all maybe.
Yes, correct. Ask another question, Vasiliki, to another participant.
I will ask Panagiotis Souridi. Do you know what is a still image frozen picture? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Panagiotis, can you hear me?
Panagiotis, are you here? Maybe she's around now, right now.
Yes. Okay. I will ask the same question maybe to Corina Pertsinidou.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
The still image frozen picture. When you want to represent something with your body, something or someone or a situation with your body, and you adjust yourself in a way so to make this presentation, and you're still you're not moving.
Right. And then if you want, you can add later at another point, you can add sound or even some motion, etc. Correct. Corina, ask somebody else another question, and you can also present your own questions if you want.
Okay, I will ask, I'll keep it to the Greeks, and I will ask Ekaterini Dialektiki about if she has ever participated in a conscience alley.
Yes, I have participated actually in your seminars, Action Synergy. And I have also tried this in my class. Do you want me to explain?
Yes, please.
With 2 lines of students and a person or two people enter this alley between the 2 lines. Each line has a different saying, something to say or to challenge the people that pass in the alley. according to a topic, to a theme. One of them, for example, is trying to urge them do something, and the other line of students or people are trying to take him away from it, to find obstacles so as not to do it, to act in a way.
How was the experience
very
you?
nice. The students enjoyed it, they liked it, because they became part of the action themselves. And it was something different than the usual teaching methodology. I also enjoyed it playing it myself, so I tried it in class, and it was really successful.
Good, good, very good. In which subject, school subject? What were you teaching?
I teach English, but there are different topics that we deal with, like social media, for example, or like leadership. There is a great variety of things you can do with the topics.
So we have to find a controversial topic.
Yes.
With at least two
different opinions, two different actions.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Can you ask Katerini or Katerina?
Yes.
Can you ask another one?
Yes, I will ask Effie Theodorakopoulou.
Hello.
Hello. I will ask, have you ever played theater? If yes, when and where?
Play theater? No. I have. I was at the last seminar with Kamtsis to teaching STEM with Technics Theater, and it was very interesting.
Which when was that?
In Athens, in theater. In a theater. It's a method we teach at school.
So you haven't played, have you organized with your students something?
Yes, I organize, I'm teaching mathematics, and I teach mathematics through art.
Very good.
The last 4 years, and it's very interesting because children hadn't thought how you can put mathematics with art. And every time I went in the class with many things in my hands, the students were very interested about the lesson.
Of course.
I try to put it in my in every lesson, and I'm very happy, and the students too.
Very good. One more question, Effie.
One more question.
Ask someone.
I will ask Greek people. Kalliopi Mathidaki. What she teaches and by which method it has seen that the lesson is more interesting.
Poppy, Kalliopi.
Are you around? Anybody wants to answer this question? Which is general question, what you are teaching and how you do your lesson more interesting.
I'll go. I teach Icelandic with a second language, as a second language, theater as a method. So I'm trying to apply theater as a method to language acquisition here in Iceland.
Right. Okay. Theater.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. So I want to tell you that the AIR methodology, the AIR was a project, and we are, through this method, we combine the Socratic dialectics or dialectical method with theater, different theater drama techniques, in order to address different social issues and develop European citizenship qualities in our students. So actually, it's based on a simple series of activities, and we want to change the attitudes and behaviors of our students, which is really very difficult. And for this, we need to have also a very strong method of evaluation to see what was the impact of our lesson. So we started by theater techniques that allow building a safe environment in the class so that the students are able to talk in a free way. And from there, from that point, we take this notion of freedom in expression, freedom of expressing oneself, and we go towards the Socratic dialectics, because also the Socratic dialectics are based on freedom, which is called parrhesia. So we wanted to combine those two different methods in order to address the mind and the soul, the heart of the students at the same time. So I will explain to you how we can do it, but so I see first that here you have maths and you use theater. What other social issues can be addressed in school subjects? You said that, Scheibe, you said that you teach Icelandic. For example, tell us one topic, one problem, one social issue that you address or discuss with your students.
I guess you could talk about like social injustice or social hierarchical, because you're working with foreign origin, and you could use that as a platform to create an art piece, which is also like fun, but you're also learning. So you're taking away the concept of being nervous, being different in a new society, kind of looking different. But at the end goal is that we are all the same, and it's freedom of expression.
Yes, and freedom of expression, of course. Language has this, as a school subject, is very open, and you can have many subjects. Other school topics, school subject that, yes, Vera?
Anything that has to do with the environment, global warming, recycling, any topic of, commercialism or consumerism, just
right.
sites. Rights as well, trafficking, human trafficking.
Yes, that's right. In which subjects you can have this?
You could go to literature, history, geography.
Yes,
we do have things that are called homeroom teacher class, when you discuss different topics, and they're dedicated to that, not only the subject, but real social issues.
Right. Thank you. Corina?
Yes, I teach ICT. And we can address through theatrical techniques, we can address problems like AI and the ethics of it.
Yes, very important nowadays. And who else? Before Corina, who else?
I raise a hand, and we have also addictions, for example.
Yes. You said you
I teach English, but there are several social issues that we deal with. Risky jobs, for example, risky professions, and how ethics are related to it. Leadership, and also parts of literature. Fiction, for example, we teach Pride and Prejudice from Jane Austen's, and we deal with social classes and social differences and behaviors.
Okay, so we have so many different social issues to address in nearly all school subjects, right?
Yes.
Now, I have the part of the technique, of the methodology, and I will share my screen in order to see, to help me put them in order. Here. I can move the cards, all right? So just read it and tell me which one we should put as number 1, 2, 3, like that. The order is not really stable. You can change the order, but there are some parts that can stick together. Let's first read the steps.
Warm up, perhaps?
You're right. The warm-up is something that we should do first. Yes, I'll go this way now. The warm-up can be done by, if you have a topic, like for example, you have a controversial issue, like should we develop touristically this area while some people, we will harm perhaps some of the old people there, and at the same time put at risk the river of the city, things like that. Should we do this or that? There are many, in many cases, find a dilemma. So what would be the warm-up in that case?
It could be a conscience valley.
Why don't you keep it to as warm-up is just introduction to the topic, because they don't know what is the topic. Like, what else? Who wants to speak?
Brainstorming, perhaps?
Brainstorming about tourism, for example, right? Or a photo, or a short video, etc. Go on, check.
A stimulus.
A stimulus, which will be during the warm-up or right after, that will form the main topic, the main problem. Okay? That can be what? That can be again
a game. For example, a game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe collective information from the group about what they know about the neighborhood or the area.
Right, right.
You kind of get feedback from them and see where their minds are.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Piece of art.
If they know something, so you collect what they know. So this goes together after that. So we give the stimulus and we collect the reaction of the student to see what in the beginning. Yes, yes. We can see what they know already about the subject. We can see if they are interested in that and how much.
Even their false beliefs. The false beliefs.
The false beliefs, right? The false beliefs they have. And perhaps we can help them, introduce them to the topic or to the... Yes. What else?
Well, I would add the dialectical discussion to explore.
Here, eh?
Exploration time.
All right. So through the method, we propose about 10 different techniques to discuss the topic, to discuss this. To not only to discuss, but to think about this, and to develop critical thinking. And after that, what would you say?
So probably the problem should be chunked into small different issues. So maybe defining the main concepts.
Here. So do you think that should go after that or maybe before? After?
Yeah, after the exploration.
Okay. We have thought of that being before that. Just define the main concept or the main terms, the most important ones. But it can also come after the discussion. But we need to define what is what. And then, what would you say?
Maybe like action plan, like you can finally start to plan, like, you know, after you've discussed the concepts, because you know what the concepts are. So now we have something to work with.
Okay. So action plan means that what? How do you understand it?
The steps or the way we're going to do things. What is the step? Oh my God, my Icelandic. What is the way forward?
Okay. What I'm going to do about this? Mm-hmm. And we can see it as short-term, mid-term, long-term measures and steps. Okay. If you want, you can tell me that this, for example, goes that there, or you can put, but this is okay, but you can put in between, you can put the others if you wish.
So where would then the theater techniques be good to be used? Because couldn't they be used at many places along the plan that we're making, or is it just in a specific time?
No, it can be, as I told you, the two main parts are the dialectics, the critical thinking, the discussion, how we think about that, how we develop our logical arguments, etc. And then we have theatrical play, like drama theater, drama techniques. So we have to combine them, we have to use them both before ending the lesson or the scenario. So we need to use them. Where do you think better we can have the theater techniques?
Some of them could be used in the warm-up or the stimulus as well.
Correct. Correct. It could be here or where?
Also when we're defining the main concepts.
Or
around the process of that. I might go as far as like the action plan too, but it really depends on how familiar the person is with the different techniques and what the topic is.
Any topic. I mean, this goes hand in hand with that one. Because in that wherever we have this part, when we are ready to analyze the problem or the dilemma, then we can use either the dialectics or the drama techniques first, but we have to use them both. Because we want the students to feel and to think on the topic. So that could be also here, for example. There's no problem. You choose. Any other? Take this. What we have here? Where could we fit those?
Should the debriefing be after the techniques at some point or no?
Yes, these techniques, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We need to do even a short session of debriefing in order for the students to get out of their roles, to get rid somehow of the feelings, especially if they were too strong and they were somehow shocked, so that they can come back to the previous position and think about that, what happened. And then where could we fit these? These 5.
I think it needs to be, the individual work needs to be put after debriefing and to discuss also the attitude change.
The attitude change. Okay.
And maybe personalization goes in with the individual work as well, or somewhere around there.
In the individual work. Okay. It's this, then if we put it here, it's actually the same thing. Individual work is personalization somehow.
Okay.
They think about what I'm going to do. So we thought that personalization could go here. First, they think about this problem, this social problem. What do I have to do with that? What are the complications to my own life? I am connected to that or not, and how much, and in which parts. And then they will do an action plan, what to do. that can go together after the other. Do you prefer the individual work before the discussion in plenary or not?
I'm trying to remember what we did in Greece, and I think it was the way it's set up right now, or was it the other way around?
Well, usually we let
wrote some
people,
things.
yeah, we work individually first so that they can form their own personal opinion on a subject, and then they discuss. So they go to the discussion with their own opinion.
So does then research by learners come between like debriefing and kind of individual work? When do they find the
It could be.
Understand
Yes.
their knowledge?
Yes. Yes. Or can be combined with the individual work. Yes. They can. The research can be in groups as well.
Exactly. So individual as well as groups, depending on how you can.
But then they come to the discussion, they come to the plenary, having formed their own opinion, individual opinion, but they need to come to the plenary open in order to change and have their mind open and ready to change. Okay, I have here. Now, I have better to show you this on another yes. Okay, now the main steps, I would say, throughout all these small parts of the method are the warm-up. Do you see well now?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Yes. So in the warm-up, the learners react to one of the topics. So we can check if they are interested, if they are already involved, if they have prior knowledge. And somehow we introduce them and we facilitate their involvement in the topic. Now, this can be done by presentation of a concept or a poem, a music, a painting, newspaper article, a text of literature, an extract, a photo, a letter, a diary, an object, a song, a video, a still image, or any other stimuli. So stimulus is here in general in the warm-up. Then the individual work can be done also here in this part, so they can think and they can form their view on the topic, and they can also check their feelings. They also have feelings on the topic. There is a topic or there is a main term like freedom, for example, or some question or questions. So they know exactly where they are themselves. Then we have to analyze, to locate first the meaning of the main concept, the main term, the main topic or topics. And we want to define further all these. Now, sometimes the dictionary is very helpful here because we know that people have misunderstandings when they are talking just because they don't give to the same term the same content. So we can agree in the beginning that we will work on that, and when we say this term, we mean this, which creates a very stable basis for the discussion that will follow. Then we can have, as I told you, the theatrical techniques or the dialectical discussion first or second. There is no problem. You will decide. However, after the drama techniques, yes, you have a debriefing so that the learners step outside their roles. In the dialectical discussion, whenever you do that, you have some different techniques that we propose, and then they can work individually or in groups. They can research, they can form their own opinions and beliefs, and they learn how to present it, try to explain it, and try to persuade others. And finally, a very important step, as Socrates showed us, is to act, because philosophy in ancient years was not just talking, was not just imagining the ideal solutions, but after that they had to do it. So an action plan is very important at the end. So as I told you, short-term, mid-term, and long-term action plan. However, there should be. So these, I would say, are the 5 main ones, the five main steps. I put colors because I have it in more details, like here. The first part is the warm-up that can be combined with individual work, the stimulus, the reaction to the stimulus, that could be there. The main concept usually comes before analyzing the topic from the part of the theater or the part of the mind, the critical thinking, but as someone said, can be perhaps after. No problem, I think. In my mind, it's better to define the terms. And then we have the different theatrical techniques we propose in the AIR methodology, more than 40 different activities, drama activities that have drama. And then the debriefing, of course. And after that, the dialectical discussion that could be also followed by individual work or work in pairs or in groups, etc. That would have a research. That here they can do a research and they have to be able to do a research. So if we are talking about a research, we have to teach them how a research is formed, where we can go to research, what does it mean, what is, how to do, for example, an interview, or how to research a social topic, and then how to present their views and their opinions. At the end, we have personalization, which means, is this topic affecting my own life? And then we want, do I want to change? And then the action plan. Do you understand it more now?
Yes.
Okay. Some of the parts may not be followed or may change, but in general, we have to guide the students towards critical thinking in general, and acting like drama acting, and also take measures at the end. So dialectics is a Greek word, as method is, and it is a discourse between two or more people that want they have different points of view, but they both want to find the truth. So they want to use only reasoned arguments and not the feelings, etc. As I told you, parrhesia is also an important word, which means I speak about everything freely. So this needs courage, and this, of course, needs freedom of expression. So dialectics is not rhetoric, just a monologue where you can persuade without any without any opposition to your concepts. And then it is not a debate when someone wins and someone loses. It is not actually a didactic method. It's a way of thinking, and finally, as you can see here, it's a way of existing and coexisting. Look at that. I'm doing my best, and at the same time, I can try harder. I am capable, and at the same time, I need support. I am angry, and at the same time, I can be respectful. I disagree with you, and at the same time, I understand your perspective. I hate what they did, and at the same time, I still love them. I don't want to do this, and at the same time, I'm going to do it anyway, because I have to. And as someone told us in the beginning, there are two different positions that are, they seem different, but actually there is always a synthesis. Thesis, antithesis, and synthesis are the main parts of the dialectics. Now, here, the theater of the oppressed, as the name says, the name of the theater says, by Augusto Boal, was formed based on the roles of the oppressor and of the oppressed and their allies. So that could be, for example, a principal and a teacher, or a teacher and his students, or a governor and the citizens, etc. Now, the oppressed here is not a victim, is not a passive recipient of the oppression. I have these examples from Antigone by Sophocles. So the oppressed needs to overcome the oppression, and then they need to define their identity. So they must refuse the oppression. In this kind of theater, as I told you, many people can play, let's say. I think that the first time that this kind of theater, Adam knows much more about that, was presented it was in the anti-globalization summit in Porto Alegre, I think, something like that, in Brazil. Is that correct, Adam?
I'm not sure about the exact date, but it has been the whole system of the theater of the oppressed has been ongoing since the 70s, 80s. So Boal has been working, and he has also got, so this specific form you are referring to here is called forum theater in specific, but there are also other forms of the theater of the oppressed, like legislative theater and newspaper theater and other such forms that are also working towards the same aims, but also using theater forms and theater methods. So it's quite a rich, complex way of working, and this is one very specific method that has been applied in many cases with much use and good function. So it's really good. You're playing on with it, working on with it together with the Socratic method.
Thank you, Adam. We will be very happy to learn from you about all this. The actors, the spectators are also somehow actors, because there is one person who is called the Joker, who is a facilitator of the who facilitates the entrance of the audience to the stage. So he does different things and possibly facilitates people to come and propose another story. So you have to change the story as a spectator. Let's see what Boal says. The oppressed are the individuals or groups deprived of social, cultural, political, economic, racial, sexual, or other rights, and the right to dialogue, or have otherwise found obstacles in the exercise of this right. We also use the documentary theater, the invisible theater, legislative theater, image theater, participatory theater, newspaper theater, etc. So I think that both the drama in education that Adam is going to present us and this part of the AR methods can work together very well and can form us better as trainers. Now, we will give you a scenario or a template where we think that you can be helped form your lesson, like a lesson plan, and there are some evaluation tools to support you in checking what was the impact of doing this method in your classes. I believe that you have already seen this, the actionelearning.eu platform. Have you seen it? I will now show you as the last part. I see that my time is ending, but I will show you this. Where is that? Let me see. I had it here. Yes. Here. No. Yes, here is the platform. You see, we are here. I don't know what you see that this is in the first group, the drama in education methodology that Adam is going to present. The air is here, and when you click on that, you have different modules here with different subjects. An example and some self-assessment questions in the end, as in every method. Oh, okay. Yeah, right here. The method, Have you seen that? There are different, there are worksheets here, for example, a definition from the dictionary of the main concept, etc. But we will see another example in Florence. Thank you very much.